I wanted to record another one of these videos because the last one I did, I wasn't talking during it because I was going to talk over it when I showed people. But this is a little roundabout. People will come through here, and up there is how you get to the parking lot for my place. So this is kind of what they see from the street. A little bit of the garden here, and then we got back there is where my back door is. So starting here, we got Big Red on our nice pillar. It just rained, so it's nice for the plants. And then we got the farm area in here. We got berries, so raspberries, and we got 2 blackberry bushes along the fence. A bunch of little seedlings for flowers and things like that. Milkweed over there. Here's another milkweed for the monarchs. And then we got some strawberries, blueberries. Had to have a different kind of soil, so I took a giant pot, cut in half, and then sunk it in there pretty deep, and so it's got a different kind of soil for these berries. That's another raspberry there. And then we're gonna try to get some whatever we can from sunflowers this season. I planted them late. Back here we got the pumpkins, and I also got some little flowers growing here in the same patch. But we got some pumpkins here. I got more that are gonna sprout up, and got the area that I built up here where I cut down, these big guys, and then I built up a little ledge here so I can have these patches. There's a little drain so it can drain out, doesn't flood. See down there, it drains out. Don't want it to flood this area. And this is from like 74. I'll have to reseal the inside and basically rebuild it so it actually works as a fountain. Here we got some carrots. And then we got the little idol. I built him in high school, so I put him out here. And he's a little guy. I don't know what he does, but he's out here. And then leaving the food area, largely for the animals, the pumpkins and everything, just for them to pick through and eat at. Same with sunflowers. This little guy got some cardinals. These are also flowers, but they're not in season. Same with this guy. Larger milkweed right here, that bad boy. These are a bunch of bee balms, which are gonna reflower because they already flowered and I trimmed them. We got some goldenrods, some more cardinals. These are flowering, more milkweeds. These are the switchblade grasses that the fireflies really like. And then back here, I got an old top of a bamboo tree. I stuck it in here, and this is a vining, whatever those guys are. It's a hybrid species, whatever this is. Petunias. So you can't really reseed them, but that's fine. I'll buy them each year. This one's done really well, this orange one. And then I just put a yellow one in here, right there. And so it's gonna rise up and fill this pretty quickly because this one grew really well. This is the second species of viners that I've had to put in here because the first ones just did not do well. Some flowers here, more flowers. Got some big old ferns I got from the grocery store, and those are going to go into the ground there. Lamps and everything, of course. Here's some of the tropicals. I'm going to have a frog tropical planter here, and it's going to have these guys in it. And then the real frog hotel, it's going to have a fake tree built into it that I'm going to have PVC pipes in. And you can do it in a certain way where frogs really like to hang out in it. It's going to have also an aquarium in the front of it. I can actually show you what I'm going to build that out of, but it's going to go here. Amidst a little field of these elephant, something, I think they're called something, blue something, I don't remember. They're from Africa. These plants here. And here we've got the thing that we enjoy the most when we're sitting outside is the frog zone ponds. So we have the main big pond right here. We got, I'll show you from the front too, these cool little plants, and we got one flowering up here, and then there's another species over there too. We got floaters as well. This is the terrestrial frog area. This promotes a lot of the ecology for bugs, and so it attracts amphibians. I used to have a woodland mouse in here, but I accidentally, when this wasn't finished yet, there was just enough water for it to drown in, and it fell in here and it couldn't get out, so that was really unfortunate. But got lots of stuff here, little creeping jennies. These ones flower. Got some pond plants in those bad boys. And so hopefully they'll use them to make tadpoles. And we also got this cool little guy in here, just planted amidst this big piece of driftwood that I got off Facebook Marketplace. So it's all pretty incorporated. These are like little lilies that'll sprout up. And these up here are big lilies, which I'll come around here and I'll show you from the front. So this is what it looks like from the front. You can see the front faces of these really cool big leaves with those dark patterns. And then there's that one that's flowering here. And then this is the third species I was talking about that'll really come in and flower later in the summer. We got, these guys just got trimmed. They're gonna have to regrow. Some ferns. These guys though, these are voodoo lilies. So super interesting species. It basically grows bigger each year, and this bush looking appendage is actually one solid leaf. This whole thing, including the stem, is one leaf. So it sprouts this up, and then the whole thing disappears and retracts into a corn in the ground. And each year it absorbs more nutrients in that crown in the bottom, or corn, sorry. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually it'll be flowering up with a lily. So it's really, really interesting. But here's the full sun grass little area habitat. I got a really big North blue switchgrass here, slightly different species. This is a weed. It's pretty cool. Goldenrods, different grasses, some red fire grasses. There's flowers amidst there too, and seedlings. So let's just go back the way we were coming. Back to the back of the frog area. Another pillar here with, I think this guy kind of grows like pothos. So I repotted him and he'll grow in. Oh, also what's really cool about this area, so this one, I haven't fully finished it yet. This one's got a fogger in it, and so it'll make fog, and it'll turn on in the mornings and evenings, eventually when I fully set it up. And so it makes like a fog come over and humidify all the moss here. I'm gonna propagate moss. There's some live moss, but I'm gonna propagate more. This structure is for potted plants, but I'm gonna put giant mason jars, and they're gonna act as water towers, and they're gonna have tubes going to each one of these, especially this one, because when you use the fogger, it takes a lot of water out. But when the water level decreases, it'll fill back up, because it'll be sealed water towers up here, and there'll be an intake and outtake for air. And so only whenever it gets low enough will air get in, and then it'll start to fill back up to that level, and then it'll stop. On top of that, these cool mason jars are gonna be elevated. These three that go to here are gonna have aquatic plants in them and snails, because they're kind of like elevated little aquariums. And then I've got a 2-gallon here that I'm gonna put a fish in. And so that's gonna be the top one that doesn't fill anything else, which is why there's fish in that one, because I don't want to fill this with waste fish material. But that's gonna be super, super cool. It's just having a little fish here amidst the garden. And then back further down this pathway, I got these from the middle of the forest down there where I got some resources. They got moss on them. I think it's nice. Little bug hotel. I put this lamp up here so the moths can go to it as well, which is fun. This fell down out of one of the trees, so I made it into a kind of a wood piece here, and I'm gonna put some shelf mushrooms, mycelium little pods in there, and over a couple months it'll sprout out the shelf mushrooms. It'll be really, really, really cool looking. And I've got that Roman lady, I forget her name. And then I've got my tropical elephant ear planters, these bad boys. Sweet, pretty sweet. I'm a big fan of them. A big fan. We got these guys as well. You notice there was the variants, the darkest variant, and there's this kind of in between. And over here in this frog zone, there's the fully albino looking, not fully albino, but the white pattern. And I'll just show really quick. This is another pathway I built. Thank God, because I use it every day. This is the thing I was talking about that's gonna have the part aquarium, part frogland. So this is a big old whiskey barrel. And I'm going to realign it a little bit, sand it on the inside, and then I'm gonna seal it with a pond sealer. And I'm also gonna build a wall not halfway, probably like 40% through. And so the back area is gonna have a big tree growing out of it with the frog hotel inside of it, a fake tree. I'm gonna build it out of foam and pieces of cork. And then you're gonna have those deep shade tropical plants around here, and then everything from this wall over is just going to be a deep aquarium. It's gonna have a filter, and it's gonna have some fishies in it. But yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. So that's my view when I get home. That's my door. So I get home and I get to see my little display here. And yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff. People really enjoy walking through it, and it's been a ton of fun. Oh yeah, also, this is the patio. I also renovated this last year. So I put up those pieces of plastic because rain would fall through all this and it would get like bird seed and stuff from people's feeders, and it would, and schmuck, and it would get on all my stuff. So first thing I did was I put that up so it would stop doing that, and then I got a little projector here. Here's a screen for it. But I got this guy. Okay, it wants me to do it all the way down. And I also built in 3D printed little stabilizers for it, which is pretty fun. And over here, we got the actual projector up there. This is a tiki torch light, so it keeps the mosquitoes away when we light it. It's hanging from the ceiling, which is cool. And then we got this hanging planter with some creeping jennies, and this guy over here, and then this big guy. I think it's a pothos of some kind. And last but not least, we got this little feller, and this has got some golden pothos, and then some Mansura, some subspecies that's smaller, or whatever that's called. And it's got a little waterfall, which is pretty fun. And oh, okay, I guess there's one more area over here. These are all carnivorous plants, so these eat bugs, and they're from bogs in North Carolina. And so I'm gonna have a really big planter, kind of like this, but it's gonna be bigger, and this is gonna be a second level. And it's gonna have running water filtered through it, tons of water, and that's gonna go right here, because these guys have to have very specific conditions. They can only have rainwater or distilled water, which is why it's not a part of the rest of the garden, because obviously, and also the soil has to be really different because they come from a extremely nutrient deficient area, so their roots get fried. If there's fertilizer, they have to actually get the fertilizer from digesting insects, so that's how they work. It's how they have, you know, their specific kind of environment they had to evolve to. They're even flowering. Look at that. Look how happy these fly traps are. Look how happy. Get a good look at them. Get a good look. They eat some bugs. Look at that right there. Whoa, they eat a bug. So these guys will have traps that close on bugs, and then it digests them inside that leaf right there. And then over here, these are the dew drops. So they've got a sticky dew that they produce on, here, that's a better one, on their little appendages, whatever those are called. And they'll, once a fly lands on it, it gets stuck, it'll wrap around it and digest it. And these guys are the pitcher plants, and so they've got a really sticky liquid in there that digests them as well. And if a bug touches the inside of this, it'll slip down. And then these guys actually have microscopic traps. These are like waterworts or whatever they're called. So they just have like tiny little bladders, bladderworts, and they send out like little, they eat little microorganisms. But so there's a really good variety here of different species, and this one's actually getting cut off in the light. This is a specialty. Oh, I need to take better care of this. This is like, oh, this is a mammoth. So this one gets really big. These traps get huge. It's not doing well. There's a lot going on out here. I gotta pay attention to a lot every day. I don't want him to get left behind though and die. But yeah, that's my my whole garden. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty. I love it.